Namaste and welcome to Urban Chatterati. This is Abhinav Prakash. And today I'm joined by Kushal Mehra to discuss the toolkit of the Congress and the government's plan to start DD International. So, Kushal, welcome to the show.
Namaste, Abhinav. Thanks for having me over. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks for coming, Kushal. So let's first start with this entire toolkit, saga. The BJP is saying that this is a toolkit of the Congress, and the Congress government in Chhattisgarh is filing FIRs and also mobilizing its IT cell, Alt News, to say that this is not the toolkit of the Congress, and also getting the people in the Twitter to flag the tweets of BJP leaders as manipulated media. So what's happening around this toolkit?
So, Abhinav, according to me, and in fact, we had this discussion on other platforms also, and these are the key issues in my opinion, as far as this whole toolkit saga. I would say this is toolkit 2.0, because toolkit 1.0 was Greta Thunberg and that international farmers protest toolkit, right? The famous slip by Greta Thunberg when she tweeted, मतलब वो scheme बाहर कर दी उसने. So first of all, I'm not surprised that there is another toolkit. This is pretty much part of the modus operandi. But what I find there are two layers to this. So layer one is what you have said, that there are alleged fact checkers in this country that are going around fact checking things mentioned in the toolkit. I mean, first of all, those fact checks are so hilarious. I mean, it is creating a straw man and then trying to fact check a straw man, not actually fact checking the point. So let's say, for example, I mean, how do you fact check this? How are you going to? So let's say they try to fact check something like, we should use the name Modi strain, right? Now we know there is a person who has got clear-cut ideological sympathies and ties to the Congress party who has tweeted out Modi strain. Now, what is this fact checker going to do? Is this fact checker going to say that show me the email trail from that person to this person to this person to this person, and that is how we come up? क्या जगह जासूस हो क्या? मतलब क्या बातें कर रहे हो? ये मतलब एसीपी प्रद्युमन की पता नहीं कौन सी नाजायज औलादे हैं जो ऐसी सब बेवकूफों की जैसे काम कर रहे हैं. मेरे को तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Seriously, I don't get it. Second point, what is this whole process of हमने नहीं किया? अरे, the issue is not the toolkit came from there. The issue is there is a toolkit out on Twitter, on WhatsApp, or every other place. And the question I keep asking to the Congress party and its sympathizers or fellow travelers, whatever word you want to use it is, do you agree with the points of the toolkit, or do you disagree with the points of the toolkit? Now, notice the entire narrative on social media from the Congress side. Show us the link and the proof. Now, I think Sambit Patra tweeted something. I'm not getting into the veracity of it. That is for the Congress IT cell and the BJP IT cell to hash it out amongst each other. I could care less. I am not a representative of the BJP. I am a podcaster and entrepreneur sitting outside watching all these buffoons fighting with each other. My question to the Congress buffoons is very simple. My question to the Congress people is that, excuse me, what do you have to say about the specific points of the toolkit? And I tried to scan the entire timelines. मतलब imagine मैं कितना वेला होऊंगा, मैंने ये लिया है. I went to Congress leaders and their timelines. I went to Congress sympathizers and their timelines. I went to journalists sympathetic to the Congress and their timelines. Not even a single person has said the usage of India's variant is bad. The usage of Modi variant is bad. The usage of extra focus on Kumbh Mela and less on others, and less on farmers' protest is bad. The usage, the presentation of XYZ as ABC is bad. The question is to Congress and its sympathizers, do you endorse these views or not? And tell me, Abhinav, you have been there. Has anyone said, oh my God, are you kidding me? Can we really call it the Modi variant? They're not. They're not disowning those words. They're like, ये words तो बहुत अच्छे हैं. We love them. मगर हमने नहीं बोला. मगर we endorse them. मगर हमने नहीं बोला.
I mean, how does this help Congress's case? Explain it to me.
Also that point yet, depict the Kumbh Mela as the show of political power and depict Eid as the very benign celebration of with family and friends and so on. What kind of blatant religious targeting is that?
Absolutely. Again, Abhinav, this is religious targeting. And first of all, what is happening in the world? You cannot name it the Chinese virus. You cannot call it the Wuhan virus. That is racist. I don't know, whatever. But you can call it the UK variant because we did. When there was an explosion of cases in Punjab in February this year, what were we calling it? We were not calling it B1166223 falana dimkana. No, we were saying UK variant. Come on, let's get real. So I honestly don't care if somebody says B1617 or whatever this new variant is. This is the Indian variant. I really don't care. I think it's not a big deal. I mean, Spanish flu hua hai, or bhi Delhi belly hui hai, and many such names have been given many times in the future of the thing that is the hypocrisy is all these people refuse to call it the Wuhan virus or the Chinese virus, but are saying nahi isko Modi variant or the Indian variant bolenge. I have no problem with the Indian variant. मोदी वेरिएंट, मोदी कोरोना हो गया है क्या? मोदी जा रहा है बोल रहा है थू 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 तो देखो मैं तुमको इन्फेक्ट करने वाला हूं. मतलब क्या हो रहा है? That is my problem. And again, my question. So I was having a discussion with a Congress leaning friend of mine. We were having a discussion on WhatsApp. So I kept on asking one question. So point number 1, A, do you agree with this or not? But how does that matter? I was like, it matters. The claims are made in a document. Do you agree or disagree with this claim? He's like, yeah, I do agree with it. I was like, then toolkit तो तुम्हारा ही है. अच्छा चलो तुम लोगों ने ये टूलकिट नहीं बनाया, मैंने मान लिया. चलो एक बार मैंने मान लिया तुम्हारे ईमेल से नहीं आया. मैंने तुम्हारे थॉट्स को कोलेक्ट करके एक बुक लिख दी है. ये तुम्हारे थॉट्स है कि नहीं है? सिंपल क्वेश्चन का आंसर दो. तो क्या तुम कह रहे हो कि थॉट्स मेरे हैं मगर टूलकिट मेरा नहीं है? व्हाट नॉनसेंस इज दिस? It makes no sense. The discourse from the Congress and its fellow travelers is not even of a 2-year-old.
But that reflects the leadership of the Congress party.
Well, I mean, there was a... What do you expect from Rahul Gandhi, man? What do you expect from... I mean, this is really Chota Beam level of IQ, man. What do you do? I mean, you can't do much. This is the level this country has come down to, where you have... imagine that
the future king of in democracy.
Yeah. आज ही किसी ने ट्वीट किया. I mean, what nonsense is happening?
Jairam Ramesh.
No, Salman Khurshid ने किया था ना शायद.
Salman Khurshid, अच्छा ठीक है.
I'm not sure because see, it was a fleeting tweet on my timeline because I don't follow most politicians. I think I might follow the Prime Minister, and that too because he's the Prime Minister of India. I mean, that's all. But I usually don't follow many politicians. But क्या level है? I mean, imagine. And believe me, this is my through your channel, this is my thought experiment with all your viewers and listeners who support the BJP or are sympathetic to the BJP. Forget where the toolkit came from. एक ही काम करना अपने कांग्रेस के दोस्तों के साथ. टूलकिट के जितने पॉइंट है ना उनको पूछना तुझसे एग्री करता है कि डिसएग्री करता है, एग्री करता है कि डिसएग्री करता है. एंड डोंट बी सरप्राइज्ड दे माइट एग्री टू 80% ऑफ दैट डॉक्यूमेंट. सो हाउ इज दैट नॉट अ कांग्रेस टूलकिट? जस्ट डू दिस. And this is where the discussion should be, Abhinav. The discussion should not be where it originated from. And again, what is the origin? So again, my counter is, Abhinav, that which origin matters more? The origin of the thought or the origin of the document? To me, the origin of the thought matters. Not the document. Okay, chalo मान लिया बीजेपी ने बना दिया, which I don't think बीजेपी ने बनाया क्योंकि इतनी अच्छी इंग्लिश बीजेपी की औकात ही नहीं है इतनी अच्छी इंग्लिश में लिखने की. इतना सिस्टमैटिकली लिखा हुआ है, सीमलेस इंग्लिश, बिना किसी एरर के, साइटेशंस, बुकमार्क्स, सब कुछ. ये बीजेपी के बस है. बीजेपी तो फोस है भैया. बीजेपी से तो नहीं होना ये तो कांग्रेस का काम है. मगर चलो आपकी आर्ग्यूमेंट मैंने ले ली. ये कांग्रेस ने टूलकिट मार्केट में नहीं डाला मगर थॉट तो उन्होंने ही डाला भैया. बीजेपी ने इतना फैंटास्टिक काम किया, कट कॉपी पेस्ट सारा करके एक साथ बोला ये कांग्रेस के थॉट्स है, बताओ अभी क्या करना है इस देश में. इनको लाना है कि हमको रखना है?
And also this entire thing about Modi Mahal. I mean, this bizarre. I mean, what kind of mentality can be behind trying to stall the work on the Central Vista, which is so critical, so crucial for the country?
Absolutely. There's a famous line that I've heard in my life, Abhinav. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, you baffle them with bullshit. The attack on the Central Vista is a classic case that because they don't have brilliance. I mean, after all, Chota Bheem is leading the party. So when Chota Bheem is leading the party, they can't come up with an intellectual argument. So they baffle you with bullshit. So Central Vista. अच्छा मेरे को एक बात बताओ. वैसे ही लॉकडाउन है इस देश में. बर्बाद हुई पड़ी है इकोनॉमी आपकी. उसमें आपको जो जॉब्स जनरेट हो रहे हैं उनको भी बंद करना. नहीं, हम तो सारे जॉब्स बंद करेंगे जी. अच्छा, आप मेरे को एक बात बताओ. Should the parliament building be built or not? That is the premise that we should debate. If it should be built, then the debate ends. What is this argument? इसमें इतने सारे ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर आ जाते रहे. अच्छा मेरे को एक बात बताओ फिर, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर क्यों है? मेरा पॉइंट है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर बंद कर दो, उसमें भी इतने ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर आ जाते थे. अच्छा दूसरा, आपका कोई आके कल बोल देगा कि माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री क्यों है, उसमें भी इतने ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर आ जाते हैं. फायर करो यार, मिनिस्टर को निकालो, एम्प्लॉइज को निकालो, सबको निकालो. माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स क्या है? इन अ सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेसी एवरीबॉडी इज अ माइनॉरिटी. वी डोंट नीड अ माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री. एवरीबॉडी इज अ इंडिविजुअल इन फ्रंट ऑफ द लॉ. देयर इज नो ग्रुपिज्म. तो बंद करो ना माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री. तुम्हारा सेंट्रल विस्टा का क्या खर्चा है जो माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स मिनिस्ट्री का है? चलो बंद करो, सारी स्कीमें बंद कर दो, सब कुछ बंद कर दो. अगर ये सी दिस काइंड ऑफ आर्गुमेंटम एड अब्सर्डम और स्ट्रॉमैन आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, दीज आर क्लासिक लॉजिकल फैलेसीज. सारे दुनिया का खर्चा है ना सेंट्रल विस्टा में हो रहा है. इसके पहले मैं बताता हूँ क्या था. सरदार पटेल का स्टैचू था, उसमें सारे खर्चे हो रहे थे. वो हमारे दुनिया के ग्रेटेस्ट ज्ञानी ध्यानी ध्रुव राठी वो बोल रहे थे कैसे इतने लोग ही आएंगे सरदार पटेल स्टैचू को देखने और इतना रेवेन्यू जनरेट होगा. जितना उसने 10 साल में बोला था वो तो 1 साल में हो गया भाई. ये तो हमारे जीनियस हैं. तो पॉइंट ये है कि आप कर क्या रहे हो, आपकी आर्ग्यूमेंट में तथ्य क्या है. क्यों सेंट्रल विस्टा नहीं बनना चाहिए, क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए? मेरे को एक बात बताओ कि पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग अगर पुरानी खत्म हो रही है तो आप उसको चेंज करो ना, नई बिल्डिंग बनाओ. अच्छा फिर कोई आके बोल देता उसका डिजाइन खराब है. ओ क्या इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग कंपटीशन लड़ रहा है भैया? अभी ये तो सब्जेक्टिव रेल्म हो गया. अभी मुझे कुछ आर्किटेक्चर अच्छा नहीं लगता है, तुमको अच्छा लगता है. अभी यार हाउ डज इट मैटर if it looks good or not? I agree with you. I think most government architecture in India is bollocks.
Pathetic.
But that's, I mean, who cares? That's not an argument, man. When you're giving ये करते थे तो इतने बेड आते थे, वो करते थे तो इतने वेंटिलेटर आते थे, फलाना नहीं करते. अच्छा एक काम करना भाई, तो फिर एक काम करना, तू 4 रोटी खाना बंद कर देना. तू 3 रोटी कम खाएगा तो शायद तेरे साल के खर्चे में भी आ जाएगा. तो जितने कांग्रेस सपोर्टर हैं सेंट्रल विस्टा को बनने दो. काम करो, एक टाइम का खाना कम खाओ, तुम्हारा वो जो खाने का पैसा बच रहा है वो डोनेट कर दो तुम लोग ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर में. क्या बेवकूफों वाली बातें कर रहे हैं.
वो तो कांग्रेस की परंपरा भी है शास्त्री जी के समय.
हाँ, और दिस ऑलवेज हैपेंस. यू विल सी, आई कॉल दीज फ्लफी थिंग्स पीपल से विदाउट यूजिंग देयर ब्रेन्स. जैसे मैं एक और, दिस इज अ परफेक्ट एनालॉजी फ्रॉम, अरे इतना मंदिर में दूध चढ़ाते हैं, गरीबों को दे दो. तेरे पैसे का चढ़ा रहा है, तेरे को क्या करना है? वो एक हर आदमी है ना ओ माय गॉड पिक्चर का डायलॉग मारता रहेगा. वो मेरे को जबरदस्ती दिखाई थी किसी ने, कुशल तुम देखो, तुमको बहुत अच्छी लगी पिक्चर, क्योंकि मैं नास्तिक हूँ, शायद लोगों ने सोचा मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. मैंने बोला दिस इज द स्टूपिडेस्ट क्रिटिक ऑफ रिलीजन आई हैव एवर हर्ड इन माय लाइफ. और दूध नहीं चढ़ाओ, पैसा वेस्ट हो रहा है. मैं बोला एक बात बता, तेरे 50,000 का फोन की तेरे को जरूरत है, येस नो तो करना, और ईमेल चेक करना है. 10,000 का स्मार्टफोन क्यों नहीं लेता? 40,000 रुपए का ज्यादा दूध चढ़ेगा, चढ़ा ले. 4,000 रुपए की शर्ट पहननी है, मैं तेरे को देता हूँ 200 रुपए में बढ़िया शर्ट, पॉलिएस्टर 100%, खुजाते रहना अपनी जिंदगी भर. क्या बेवकूफों वाली बातें करते हैं यार लोग. यही माइंडसेट है कि जो आया बोल देना है. मंदिर में दूध क्यों चढ़ाया, सेंट्रल विस्टा क्यों किया, ये क्यों किया, वो क्यों किया. अरे करना है उसको करना है यार, तू चुप कर यार.
Scarcity mindset, that sees that everything is a zero-sum game, and वो mentality तो है ही नहीं ना भारत में कि you can expand the horizon, you can expand the resources and all those things. And especially in the case of Central Vista, Kushal, is so critical because as of now, your ministries are located haphazardly here and there.
Absolutely.
If you've been to those offices, those suck. Every government ministry office, you just don't want to enter those buildings. It smells, is so badly built. The efficiency gain of relocating all of them in a well-built Central Vista will be immense. an upfront saving of more than 1,000 crore per year for the rent is like immense, right?
Yeah. And not only that, when when you work in a nice environment, your efficiency rises.
Yeah.
Because you're in a clean environment, you perform better. You just tend to perform far better than in a dirty environment. And Abhinav, you've always seen these arguments. This is not the first time. It has always been happening. And this mindset has been used in the Sardar Patel statue. It will be used in the Shivaji statue. It depends. If Shiv Sena proposes now, because right now Shiv Sena is secular, not communal, so Shivaji statue good. The moment it goes back to BJP, जिसकी पूरी possibility है, India में कुछ भी हो सकता है, then suddenly Shivaji statue will be bad again. और अगर आपको और पीछे जाना है तो आपने औरंगजेब रोड का नाम क्यों चेंज किया? हिटलर रोड भी लग देते ना इंडिया में फिर. मतलब क्या है, औरंगजेब रोड चढ़ने से तुम्हारी रोड की क्वालिटी चेंज हो जाएगी? मैंने थोड़ा ना क्लेम किया रोड की क्वालिटी चेंज हो जाएगी, मगर व्हाट हैज वन गॉट टू डू विद द अदर? वन इज अ कल्चरल इशू, द अदर इज अ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इशू. इफ योर पॉइंट इज वी नीड टू इंप्रूव इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर टू इन इंडिया, आई एम विद यू, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन आई हैव टू डंप एक्स टू डू वाई. It's not a zero sum game. Life is not binaries. Life is not black and white. Life has heaps and heaps and heaps. In fact, I'll tell you, this was a beautiful line that I recently read. It's in a book that I'm reading right now. You will not believe it. So it was a beautiful line which said, life proceeds in grains, but our attention is drawn only to the heaps. It basically explains the classic cognitive state of our mind, where we can only look at things in absolutes, because we are basically our primate brain or our Homo sapien brain in the last 400,000 years evolutionarily, it just made more sense to be extremely look at things in hard categories. So these are all products of looking at things in hard categories, and whether it's statues or Central Vista or Mandir Mein Doodh, it's always as if people don't run the argument through their brain. I mean, tell me, Abhinav, how many people who are after the Central Vista have actually sat down and given you an actual economic breakdown of this is the cost of the project, this is what the project will do to the economy in terms of harm done to the economy? Has anyone given you that?
So they only call it Modi Mahal, and I think that's the end of the discussion.
As if Modi is the only person staying there?
They think so. In fact, they have considered that they're not coming back to power as long as Modi is there. But this is also very similar to, if you remember, the childish objections to the bullet train project in India.
Yeah, see, every day I get up in the morning, I put on a podcast, and I'm feeling very good. I listen to something very interesting, something very scientific, very intellectual. And then I go to work, and then I open my Twitter, and reality hits me. Where you are exposed to a sea of mediocrity, where it doesn't matter, it's left or non-left. It's just, it's just an tsunami of stupid people coming at you and giving you stupid answers, laced with, the worst kind of logic or a complete lack of first principles, where you just sometimes you wonder कि उनका floor space index पूरा ही खाली है क्या, और मतलब अंदर कुछ है ही नहीं उनके. बट क्या करोगे आप? मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता है कि whether it's the toolkit, whether it's your Central Vista, whether it's the entire discourse about COVID in India.
Oh.
What is our discussion? लॉकडाउन होना चाहिए. अच्छा, क्यों होना चाहिए? ये होता है, और लॉकडाउन से स्प्रेड कम होता है. ठीक है, फैक्ट्स बताओ. फैक्ट्स आते नहीं है, मगर कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना. होम्योपैथी है क्या? प्लेसिबो ले रहे हो?
वो केरला में जो दे आर डूइंग सैनिटाइजेशन विद द ड्रोन. What does that mean?
तो मैंने वो जब देखा ना, मैंने बोला क्या हो रहा है. CDC की रिपोर्ट है, सरफेस से कोविड स्प्रेड करने का 1 in 10,000 चांस है. साइंटिफिकली प्रूवन फैक्ट है. और हम लोग सीरियल सैनिटाइजर, साइकोपैथ्स के जैसे हम लोग सैनिटाइज कर रहे हैं हर चीज को. पागल हो गए हो.
But I tell you what is happening there. They are basically spraying water, but they're charging the government the cost of the sanitizer or whatever it is. This is how India works. See, that the reason we didn't have the oxygen plants in the hospitals of India for so long, forget the COVID pandemic, is because the oxygen supply lobbies, the one who supply oxygen cylinders to the hospitals, they always made sure that they never had the plants. So you will bribe the people, you will manipulate the decision making, and so on. I mean, this is how India works. Let's be very frank about it.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Like I said, it says a lot about the state of Indian society, the state of Indian intellectuals. यार इंडिया के इंटेलेक्चुअल क्या है? इंडिया के इंटेलेक्चुअल, देखो मैं अगर कांग्रेस का इंटेलेक्चुअल होता था और मैं ये घटिया किस्म का टूल किट देखता था, और अगर मेरे आगे ये तथ्य आते थे कि बॉस दिस इज लाइक, लुक, you may cease to be a nationalist and a patriot, but you can still be a decent citizen of a republic. Like that toolkit is the epitome of the destruction of the Indian Republic. And if you don't have the basic decency to even criticize that and disown the points in that, then something is really wrong with you over here. That's what scares me.
Well, why be surprised? We have seen that the direction the Congress has taken when in the case of the Balakot standoff, your arch enemy Pakistan, and you are almost at, just almost, we were waiting for the missile strikes to strike, and you are peddling the wartime Pakistani propaganda just to run down your own government. I mean, what line is left here to cross? And remember, this is not a new thing. In the Kargil war, if you remember, Sonia Gandhi and the Congress party, their official line was, this is BJP's war. So they were protesting on the streets against the BJP, against the Vajpayee government when the war was going on in the Himalayas. And they refused to mark or celebrate the soldiers who died for years to come.
Yeah.
Which is remember, why the Kargil was never accorded any importance in the official ceremonies and all when the Congress came to power. So nothing new. And this is the reason for the downfall, Kushal.
Yeah, and this is why I'm saying that the only question that non-left people have to ask the people in the left is, tell me whether you agree or disagree with the content of the toolkit. That's all you need to ask. That is my argument all the time. I don't care where it originated. The only thing I care about is the origin of the thoughts. And I, as an Indian citizen, reject those thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you, as an Indian citizen, reject those thoughts? By the way, if somebody called it a Manmohan variant, I would oppose that too, for the record. He is my prime minister. How dare you call it a Manmohan variant? I will not call it that. No matter how much I dislike that man, he is my prime minister. I will not accept it.
Yeah, but when Manmohan Singh was the prime minister, when he was attacked or ridiculed by the Pakistanis or anyone, everyone would rally to defend him. I mean, we have all done that. Everyone has done that. That who is Nawaz Sharif to call names to Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. But now, if someone calls, Imran Khan calls names to Prime Minister Modi, and you have the entire lobby in India, which is like, ha, 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 and they will start repeating that insult. Something is seriously wrong in the Indian polity. But let's move beyond this Congress toolkit. Now let's come to the DD International. So apparently the government is thinking to set up international arm of the Doordarshan to counter the global media. Right? They recently shut down the well-functioning Raj Sabha TV because you can't pay 30-40 crore a year. It was a very low-budget channel, but a highly successful channel because the quality of content was so high. How do you see this DD International thing now?
Look, Abhinav, I am very clear. I think even DD National should shut. Why? Mujhe nahi, yaar, why is my tax-funded money going in news channels, yaar? Why? I don't need it. Why is the government wasting my hard-earned money that I have paid through my income tax and my indirect taxes in this absolute monstrosity, as if the Doordarshan is not good enough for what government mediocrity represents? They were like, imagine these must be the babus sitting, inside. बड़े दिन हो गए, पैसे बर्बाद नहीं किए. प्रधानमंत्री जी को बोलते हैं, देखिए हम इतना घटिया चैनल चला रहे हैं जहां पे आप जो बोलते हैं हम वो बोल देते हैं, हम कभी आपको उल्टा प्रश्न पूछते नहीं हैं, हमारा काम है जो आप बोलेंगे उसको बार बार नगाड़ा लगा के बजाना. तो हम एक काम करते हैं और 1000-2000 करोड़ फूंक देते हैं, हम एक इंटरनेशनल चैनल बनाएंगे. आज हम लोकल फकीर थे, अभी हम इंटरनेशनल फकीर बनने वाले हैं. यही हो रहा है हमारे देश में.
1000-2000 करोड़, 100 करोड़ भी बजट नहीं होगा डीडी इंटरनेशनल का.
तो 100 करोड़ भी क्यों वेस्ट कर रहे हो? 100 करोड़ के ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर बनवा लो यार.
100 crore bhi nahi hoga. I am willing to give in return that it will be headed by some retired bureaucrat, like this new Lok Sabha TV, whatever Sansad TV, whatever it is being headed by a bureaucrat. Can you imagine? You are merging. First of all, you're shutting down a highly successful TV channel like Raj Sabha. Lok Sabha was anyways a dead channel. Then you're merging it. You're creating some Sansad TV, whatnot, and then you are having a bureaucrat to head it. I mean, bizarre. It's like beyond bizarre. And I'm pretty sure that the same thing will happen during international. You will be giving 30-40 crore budget, have a bureaucrat with a great salary after retirement, and this is what it is all about.
But my question is, why should the government have an international news channel? Are they going to travel around the world and go and attend Joe Biden's press conference and ask Joe Biden questions? Will they even get the accreditation to enter the White House press room? Are they going to be allowed inside the British Parliament or the British Parliament press conference room, where they can go and ask questions to Boris Johnson or ministers? Will they be allowed to question Justin Trudeau about Khalistani elements in Canada? Are they going to do that? If they do all these things that we have mentioned here, then maybe I will have egg on my face and I will be proven wrong. So if they're able to represent India's point of view, when they say India occupied Kashmir, and the person representing Indian DD International will say, sir, Kashmir is an Indian matter. This is the Indian government stand. Do you want to change your stand? Then it's a separate issue. Let's say Justin Trudeau makes a comment on the farmers' protest like he did. The DD International journalist over there says, so these are the facts as per the Indian ministers. What are your comments, sir? If their job is to heckle is the wrong word. I take my word back. If the job is to question and demand more facts from them, like Jagmeet Singh, right? He's an alliance partner of Justin Trudeau, who is an open Khalistani. So if you go up and DD International journalists ask Jagmeet Singh, Mr. Singh, do you agree with the idea of Khalistan and the balkanization of India? If are they going to do that, then okay, 100 crore use karne kar le. I don't think so. It's going to be used for that. It is going to be used for junkets. It is going to be used for parties. It is going to be used for all the absurdities that Indian parliamentarians and Indian bureaucrats are known for. And I'm sorry, it is a disaster I cannot support. If the government has to prove me wrong, they have to show these steps and then prove me wrong. By manipulating social media, by telling their, their apologists to say, "Oh, brilliant move, sir, out of your 5D or 5,000 D chess." No, you show me tangible actions, I will take my words back that this is a bad idea. As of now, I don't like taxpayer money being wasted in creating news outlets. I do not agree with that. You can say I'm a libertarian, so I'm saying that, well, I stick to my ideology. I don't like money being wasted like this.
Yeah, my only concern is that the production quality will be pretty bad. It will be some kind of a joke, just like most of the government communication is, irrespective of the party. It's not just BJP or Congress. The government communication is always some kind of a joke. So, but let's come to this point, which is happening today, is about the Twitter and how they are going about labeling the tweets by the BJP leaders as manipulated media. Now, they never labeled or marked or flagged any tweet which was deriding Central Vista project with facts which are completely wrong. They never tried to censor any of the hate speech against India during the farmers' protest, never tried to censor the handles originating from Pakistan clear-cut intelligence operation during the farmers' protest. They have no problem with that. That's freedom of expression. We are not going to fact check them. But now they're doing it. I mean, and this is not something we have discussing for the first time, Kushal. But why is government not doing anything about it?
I think, Abhinav, I disagree here. I think, is the government doing nothing with Twitter? Is a false statement. I don't agree. I think you have to look at the history of the engagement of the government with Twitter over the last 1 year. Come on, if the government has asked them to ban X number of accounts, they've literally done like 98, 99% of those accounts have gone. So let us not say
it should be 100%. They should not have the right to defy the government.
I think, again, in that, I'm not as rigid as maybe you are. I think the government is acting. I think the government has proposed some IT Act amendments, and the government made those amendments and has asked all these companies that in the next 3 to 6 months, you will have to create those resources. Secondly, if the government wants to shut Twitter down, honestly, it can do it tomorrow, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It can.
and sometimes Twitter shuts down the account of the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. Sometimes they touch the account of Amit Shah. Sometimes something else happens. So why can't, for some days, for some technical reason, Twitter can go down? If they're playing the game, you also play the game. They're testing waters, you also test the waters.
I agree with you. They could test the waters, but let me think like the government. This is the government of India. This is the government that is in charge of a huge military. This is the government that is running 1.4 approximately billion people. Really, they should mess with a Twitter platform which has 4 crore Indians. And that too, उसमें 1.5 crore bots हैं. और बाकी के 1 crore सलमान भाई के फैन हैं.
I think they should.
I don't know. I think that is giving. I think that sometimes I feel we are giving too much importance to Twitter. What they should do is they should formulate laws, and then they should simply pick up Twitter officials and put them and give them the punishment as per the law. And immediately Twitter will be fixed. Look, if Twitter is shut down in India, nobody's life is going to change.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
cares.
True. That's true. And
Nothing is changing. 4 crore लोग जो झगड़ा कर रहे थे वो कोई और जगह पे जाके झगड़ा कर लेंगे.
perhaps they will move to Coup. Coup will revive somehow.
Yeah. So कुछ होने नहीं वाला है. I think मेरे को तो कई बार लगता है कि कू के लोग है ना रोज सुबह उठते हैं ट्विटर को बोलते हैं अरे पंगा लेना गवर्नमेंट से हमारा माल उसमें ही बिकता है. So it's like that. So I don't know, man. I really think I'm not defending the government. You know me. But I don't, in my brain, it's not that big an issue. I will wait and watch what Twitter and the government do. And believe me, it's going to get worse by 2024. And I think the government should teach them a lesson just before the election starts. 1 year before the election starts, band kar do Twitter ko.
I think before the UP election, they should shut down the Twitter for 1 month.
Yeah, band kar do.
Political interference and simply as good. So every time election happens in India, the Twitter should be shut down for 1 month or something.
Yeah.
And given the political structure of India, you have elections every year, every few months. So that will be fun thing to do with Twitter. But I think it should be. It's a serious matter. I disagree with you. It's a very serious matter because it's a 4 crore number, but it's a growing number, and Twitter does exercise disproportionate influence on the public discourse, at least in the print and electronic, place.
I get it. I'm not saying that it's not a matter of importance, but I'm just saying that the government has to pick its battles. Right now is not the time. The government has to fix COVID. The government has to fix the economy. I think this is not something the central government should be looking at right now. Let COVID die down. 2-3 महीने के बाद बिना कुछ किए हुए ट्विटर के साथ पंगा लेके उनको बंद करो will be much better. I'm sorry. This is where priorities of a government should come. I don't believe shutting Twitter down is a priority for the government. The government will be lynched by the masses of India. Will be like, यहाँ हमारी फटी पड़ी है, हमारे को जॉब नहीं है, तू एक कुटुच्ची सी IT कंपनी के साथ बैठ के पंगा ले रहा है, अबे पहले इसको फिक्स कर. So I think the government looks at the larger optics, not the optics of people who are on Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. But the larger optics were very clear last year and also this year in the beginning when the farmers' protests were happening, that Twitter is a national security threat. Second point is that, fine, this is not the right time to shut down Twitter. I agree. It will create lots of disruption in the COVID times where people are relying on Twitter for help and all. But at least you can pass the law. Now you can pass an executive order and introduce those laws till the parliament reconvenes. And those are long pending. Those are not new things. You have the draft ready. You have everything ready. Why? What's stopping you? Anyways, you are not an democracy anymore. You are an electoral autocracy. You are a fascist. I mean, what optics are you thinking about?
I agree with you. I just think the timing has to be perfect. I believe right now,
26th January was the perfect day to do it.
Yes, you can say that then they should have done it. But again, I think in somewhere down the line, in the eyes of the government, they find there are two ways of looking at it. The government thinks Twitter still has more to offer positively than more to offer negatively. That's their analysis. That's their SWOT analysis, their threats and opportunities analysis. We don't have to agree with the government, but my point is that is what the government is saying. I would like the government to deal with Twitter in a legal manner. Just tell them, if you do this in my country, I will shut you down. Now tell me, what do you want to do?
Fine, fair point. But like, let's say moving from Sarkari Doordarshan International to Congress Toolkit, what do you think will be the next issue of outrage or propaganda toolkit? What issue do you think is coming up next?
It's very hard to predict. It's very hard to predict because right now what has happened is, I'll tell you, they tried to milk the second wave as much as they could. They know the second wave has subsided because pandemics come and go in cycles. They thought they could do the vaccine thing, but they know vaccines are going to come out in huge numbers after the 15th of June. And especially from July, vaccination is going to pick up in India. And in August, September, तो ऐसा होगा कि मेरे हिसाब से vaccines होगी, takers नहीं होंगे. ये मेरा assessment है. Again, you can.
आज भी नहीं है, छोटे शहर गांव में नहीं लगवा रहे लोग.
हाँ, तो फिर आज अभी जो डेट है, आप समझ लो, you can, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. India will have more than 40 crore active vaccine takers. That means 80 crore doses in the best scenario. I don't think so. India के पास उससे ज़्यादा लोग आने वाले हैं. So they're not going to use vaccine as an issue. I see this happening in the next month. So it's 6 months to a year. Every minor incident in Gujarat and UP will be lifted. Let's talk about UP. Now, we were exposed to the horrific visuals of bodies in rivers. It is a failure of our society. I mean, I'm not responsible for it, but those people in UP are, definitely. That's their problem. And it's unique to UP. But see, the second wave has made Indians realize a few things. Upper middle class Indians realize India is actually a poor country. They realize India has bad health infrastructure. They realize COVID अमीरों को भी हो सकता है. उनको लगता था सिर्फ गरीबों को होता है कोविड. ऐसे वो अमीर के पास आता और कोविड ऐसे छू हो जाने वाला था, ऐसे उनको लगता था. और उनको सडनली रियलाइज हुआ है कि इंडिया में रिवर में बॉडीज फेंकी जाती हैं यूपी में. तो उनको मतलब जैसे 2014 के पहले कभी बॉडीज थी नहीं रिवर में, अभी सडनली आ गई हैं. सो देयर विल बी अ, as you say, see, the thing with a 1.4 billion people country is you can always find things happening which are in hundreds, even though it will be hundreds in 1.4 billion, or in the case of UP, hundreds in 30 crore or 27 crore. What you can do is you can flash one news and run with it all day. And if you have 100, so you have 100 days of the same news. And you can create a narrative कि देखो रोज हो रहा है. अभी आपका ब्रेन क्या बोलेगा, बाप रे लाखों हो रहे होंगे अगर रोज न्यूज आ रही है. मगर हो सकता है कि वो एक्चुअली में 100 ही होंगे और उन्होंने 100 के 100 दिखा दिए. So that's what's going to happen. So I see in the next 1 year, every small thing that happens in Gujarat and UP is going to be highlighted, is going to be exposed. That's their next game. Will they succeed or not? You never know. I'm just putting it out as a thought. What if Mayawati and BJP join hands? ये लोग क्या करेंगे? कुछ नहीं कर सकते ये लोग. खत्म.
A far shot as of now, but
I'm just saying,
a game of possibilities.
I'm just saying, they keep throwing their things. I'm just throwing, I'm setting the cat amongst the pigeons. इनको जो करना है कर दो. And suddenly Behenji joins BJP and then it's game over for them. I'm not saying she will. I'm saying, what if it happens?
Mm-hmm.
In Gujarat, you know what? Best of luck. They can try all their tricks. Gujarat is a society that goes only in one direction. In the words of a famous Indian journalist who say it is a soft communal society, because when the left doesn't like your thoughts or they don't vote for the left, you become communal. So they're going to be very pretty. The thing is, the topic changes. The style doesn't change. So every 2 months, First there was awards Wapsi, then there was award Wapsi 2.0, then there is award Wapsi 3.0. It is always, कभी वो award वापस देते हैं, कभी वो letter लिखते हैं, कभी वो ये करते हैं, कभी वो eminent intellectual होते हैं, कभी वो eminent actors होते हैं. Point ये है कि मगर वो जो जमा पूंजी मिलती है ना उनको पैसे के फॉर्म में, वो बेशरम कभी नहीं रिटर्न करते.
हाँ.
So I see the same things happening every 2 months. Obscure things that are happening in India. Are they good? No. They're bad things that happen in India. But guess what? Zippity doodah, we are a poor country. We will always have bad things happening. So they're going to pick on them. And this is going to be like rinse, repeat every time. And the BJP will deal with it in its own way. And look, beyond a point, I don't think I'm in a position to tell BJP what they're supposed to do with it. It's their problem, man. But as of now, I think it's going to be the same old. Mr. Adityanath, I think Yogi Adityanath has handled COVID far better in UP than Maharashtra has, in my opinion. The numbers are there. They're doing 300,000 tests daily. Look at their TPR. Yes. Their test positivity rate is low. So do not assume UP to be going away from BJP's hand so easily. They're going to give it a tough fight. But I don't think so they'll stick to Modi nationally, because now they'll go local. I don't think so they'll stay national. They'll attack UP and Gujarat incessantly in the next 1 year.
That's true. And, if you look from the government side, it's very easy to blame the government, especially the central government. But see, they are ruling 1.4 billion people. It's a firefighting every day. In India, you jump from crisis to crisis. The governance is basically your ability to stay in the game and to firefight. But let's see, hope for the better. But certainly the BJP needs much better communication strategy, much better spokesperson and the speaker who can at least speak to sentence coherently and not make a fool of themselves on the foreign media.
I'll tell you this. You know what I have appreciated about Narendra Modi? This is something that his opponents don't get it. So as a martial arts fan, so I'll explain something to you. So whether it's boxing or it's mixed martial arts, right? So if it's a championship fight, there is something called the championship rounds, which are the last 2 rounds. So in boxing, it's round 11 and 12, and in mixed martial arts, it's round 4 and 5. So your caliber as a fighter, your mental strength, your physical strength, your abilities, your technical skills are shown in the championship rounds. Mm-hmm. So the great fighters would always go slow in the first few rounds, and then they start picking up. Look at the history of Narendra Modi as a political animal. Narendra Modi lets his opponents, like a good boxer, say, throw me the best punches you have in year 1, year 2, year 3. Narendra Modi starts counter punching from year 4, and then he really throws those big haymakers in year 5. By the time his opponents, they just run out of steam and they are like, अब क्या करें? हमने तो हमारे सारे punches round 1, round 2, round 3 में फेंक दिए. Round 4 और 5 में तो हमारे पास कुछ है ही नहीं. Because what happens is they're so predictable. Then people are like, यार ये तो अच्छा ये छोड़ो. कोविड में इतनी गालियां पड़ी हैं मोदी को. ठीक है, सब मानते हैं. बाद में ना आप लोगों को, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ ये कोई साइंटिफिक पोल है, मगर आप बाद में ना अपने लोगों को, अच्छा ठीक है, राहुल गांधी को वोट करेगा, केजरीवाल को वोट करेगा,
ममता
बनर्जी को वोट करेगा नेशनल इलेक्शन में. एंड द मोमेंट यू डू दिस विद देम, दे आर लाइक, हाँ वोट तो इसको ही करना पड़ेगा. That's what happens. So we have to consider, it could well be that Modi loses 2024. I don't see that happening, to be very honest. But the point is, study Modi as a chief minister, his campaigning style. I'm saying his campaigning style. Study Modi as a prime minister. He never speaks in the first 3 years. He starts speaking in the last 2 years. And when he starts speaking, they all shut up.
Yeah, that's true. That happened before 2019 as well. By the November, December, the opposition was like at the peak of its campaign, and then they got exhausted. Then Modi started his campaign, gave the final push. But that's true, because Modi is I think the greatest mass leader in India in many, many decades. So, of course, I mean, he has the caliber, he can do these things. And in fact, lots of criticism he gets, Kushal, from people is because people trust him to do those things.
Exactly.
And he's not doing it. including
Exactly.
putting a control or putting some kind of restrictions on Twitter. We don't trust Manmohan Singh or Rahul to do it. We trust Prime Minister Modi to do it. And this is why people get impatient and we say, you're not doing it. This is what it is. But Kushal, thank you for your insights on the Congress toolkit. That was a wonderful point. Don't argue on the point. Simply ask the Congress, what do you think about it? And thank you for coming and thank you for your time.
Thanks for inviting me, Abhinav. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm so glad that your show and your podcast has completely taken off. And I wish you all the success and happiness in all your future endeavors too.
Thank you, Kushal. And it were you who basically persuaded me to start this thing. So thanks a lot and for all the inputs you keep giving. Thank you, audience, for listening to us. And please subscribe to the channel and also join as a member. And hoping to see you soon with some other topic next week. But I have a very good podcast pre-recorded, which I will release on Sunday. So I'm not telling what podcast it is, but stay tuned. Thank you.